Hello, it's Mike with Itty Bitty Micro Farms here with the live tonight. We are going to go over briefly on how many hours we work a week. And just going to go through this briefly. This was a question that was brought up last week, and I thought I'd go more in detail on it of how many hours it takes us to run our farm. So I'm going to get into that now. And we'll start off with Monday. It doesn't really flow this way in flow, but just to go Monday to Sunday of what we do. Monday is our big harvest day, and let me turn this music down. Monday is our big harvest day. It is a 9 to 5 ish time for us, so 8 hours with two of us working it. So yeah, 9 to 5 with two of us working it. We harvest between 90 to 95 trays a week on that Monday anyway. For that Monday is our harvest. We do a small harvest on Wednesday as well. So that's 8 hours between the two of us. So a total of 16 working hours on that. And then we do our big delivery date. This is our most volume delivery date. Is next day is on Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 3:30. This can be done by one person easily in this time frame. So another 5.5 hours on that only. So pretty quick. We deliver to grocery stores, restaurants, and individuals within that route on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we have a small harvest for our Thursday delivery. And that is roughly 9 to 11 a.m., 2 hours, one person doing that harvest. Plenty of time to get that done. It's not many trays at all. It is a smaller harvest, 15, 20 trays. 3 grocery stores, couple home deliveries on that route. And that's it on that one. And then we go on Thursday deliveries. That's the 7 to 11:30 a.m. That one takes 4.5 hours just because it takes to get to the first grocery store is about an hour to get to it. These are a little bit farther out. Being here in Central Illinois, we have to drive a little bit sometimes to get to our customers. Don't recommend this in the beginning. Obviously, this is as you grow your business. We got our one route to over $1,000. It's actually probably close to $1,200 or more a week on that Tuesday delivery. So now we are expanding and doing this route. This is our next evolution and working on getting that one over $1,000. So that one just takes a little time to get to the first one, but it's shorter on deliveries, less deliveries. Friday's our planting day, our big planting day. So that's 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that is one person as well for the 5 hours there to get that done. And then Saturday's an off day. I will talk here. No days off because you're watering every day. That takes about an hour on watering, which I did not figure in these numbers. So add an hour every day to do the watering on the trays. And then cleaning the trays and other equipment per week takes about 2 hours to clean all the trays. We do have a 3-compartment sink that we use, which you will see in our upcoming farm tour video. So we do that. So it's about 2 hours it takes to clean everything up. So total farm hours I got on here is 35.5 hours. Add on the 7 hours for watering, which is just a daily task you got to do. So in total working hours with two people, just that one day you really need the one person, extra person, would be 42.5 hours on average to work. So not too bad. And doing about $1,800 to $2,000 a week in them numbers. So. And then we got back office hours, to do all your billing, printing invoices, doing all the stuff, QuickBooks work, all that stuff to do is about 4 to 5 hours a week, depending on what's going on. So this is non-farmer market season hours. So obviously this would increase probably double during the farmer market season, but we can go over that also at a later date. But yeah, that's just a quick overview of the hours that we work in our business. So we will get into any questions, any comments that you guys got. If you can go ahead and put in where you're tuning in from. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel. That really helps us out. and like the videos and make comments on them. We really appreciate any help or anything with that to help grow this channel. We are at 345 subscribers right now, trying to push to get to that 500, to get to community tab so we can communicate with you guys a little bit more through that, what's going on in our daily life at the farm. So, all right. Hello from BC. Welcome. How are you doing tonight? Anybody else in here? Say hi. We'll get into the questions and answers section as they come in. Get a drink of water here. So just a quick overview of the hours that we're working. And we're tuning in from BC. And all right, question here. Just planning. I was just getting ready to ask you where you were at. Just planting my first ever tray of kale microgreens. Awesome. Used 20 grams in a 10 by 20 tray. They've been converted underweight for 1 day now, but I have no idea where to go after that. Thank you. Well, so far you're doing fairly good. I think the 20 grams, we're at 20.7 ounces. We're at with kale. Gram rise 20 ounces is roughly 0.7 ounces. So you're right there. That's the good weight to grow. We do have a kale video coming out. I think you asked that on one of the YouTubes as well. Kale video will be probably the next video, and maybe later this week or early next week. It's filmed. Just got to do some editing on it. But just a quick overview for you. Let that set underneath germination, underweight for 3 days. After the 3 days, bring it out, give it a top watering, and then under lights for 7 days, bottom watering up to 24 hours before harvesting. And then harvest. I know that's a really quick overview, but like I said, the video will be coming out and you'll be able to check that out on there. Hello, Josh. Welcome back to the stream. Since we got some Illinois people in here, I know occasionally we got a big snowstorm coming up in tonight, starting early tomorrow morning, 1, 2 a.m. and into Thursday. So we got 20, probably somewhere between 15 to 20 inches we're going to be getting here. So that should be entertaining. We've already moved our Thursday routes to Friday. Got a hold of most of the customers already, and the market wagon we delivered to is already moved to Friday as well. So sometimes you got to move things around in your business, but and adjust. Move things around and deliver to people correctly. We want to make sure that they still get their microgreens, and obviously we make the money for the week. So we have moved that. Anybody else dealing with snow coming? I know, Josh, you might get a trace up in the Chicagoland area. I don't think you guys are going to get as much as us, or you might. I'm not sure exactly where that's at. Mo, excited for your kale video. Yep. Thank you for all your valuable teaching. No problem. Love to share the knowledge and get people growing correctly. Yep. We try to answer all the questions that we can on our YouTube channel. And then obviously we have the live here to ask your questions away. Are you planning on growing for commercial, or are you growing for yourself? Wow, how are you? What's your plans? Are you growing commercially? Is that your plans to get into growing commercially? Are you just home use? Really thought we were going to escape the snow this year. Looked at the Futurecasts a couple weeks ago, and it was looking pretty good. Honestly, that's never for sure. Now we're going to get smacked with 15 to 20 inches. So there goes luck. So hopefully this is the one and only. I don't mind snow. I just don't like, feet of snow. Just home use, making some green smoothies every day. Want to use my own microgreens as they are hard to come by, Mary. Awesome. That's great. Our smoothie booster package that we do is kale, broccoli, and sunflowers. And that's something you just kind of mix together and throw in there, and you're going to get your protein, all your vitamins, everything in that. That is very, very good if you get into growing the sunflowers and the broccoli as well. And just kind of blend all that together. But kale is an excellent source of stuff. More people need to be eating kale and broccoli. Number my two. And sunflowers are packed with protein, so we got one customer, he just dumps everything in there in his smoothies. He gets 6 different varieties a week, and he just makes the smoothies with that and dumps them all in there. He's one of our best customers, individuals. Where's everybody else at? Where are you tuning in from tonight? And any questions we got for me tonight? Got to go get all my snow gear ready and everything. Probably have to get a shovel a couple times so I don't deal with trying to shovel 15 inches of snow away. So, and make my teenage kids help as well. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. BC, isn't it? Where David's from?
He's in Alberta.
Alberta. Okay. Never mind. I know a grower that's in Alberta. I didn't know exactly where he's at. I had to ask the wife. So, because I know there's a few Canadian growers. There's quite a few big ones. Three or four big ones up there. So I didn't know. How close were you to them? Have you gotten the cat grass into any pet stores yet? No, we have not. They're being a little bit more of a challenge to get a hold of the right person on. Because usually it's just regular employees working there. They can't make any decisions. So we're working on that. But we got the one grocery store that we got also owns the pet store. So we're going to really try that angle here pretty hard locally. So that is our next goal for over the next few weeks here, to hit them stores, because they don't have any. I scouted them out, went in ahead of time, scouted them out. They don't have them. And the next is to ask our produce manager at the stores here, maybe if they know who works there that we could talk to. So it's always good if you can get in and know a name ahead of time and say, hey, JJ told me to come talk to you. Him selling 20 containers of pet grass a week in his grocery store. I think you could probably do half of that, if even not more. So definitely. I definitely ordered way too many seeds. Yeah. Ordered from Mums as Canadian. So if you're in Canada, I definitely would go with Mums for everything you can get. So I'll try many types with your support. All right. We'll help you along. What seeds did you get? Did you just get all kale seeds, or what other seeds do you got in? Because we got pretty much all our videos on grow. We just got 4 more to go. And then obviously, as we grow different stuff, when the seasons start hitting better, beets will come back, cilantro will come back, all that fun stuff that we still got to plan for the market season coming up. And next week, I'm probably going to get into planning out what you need to buy and how soon you need to buy it. Market season comes around for everybody who's going to do farmer markets, because the time to plan is now for your markets. As we get into them, it seems like it's far away. And most of here, anyway, they start in May. But you have to plan now so you have all your products in, your seeds in. Because sometimes it can be a challenge because everybody starts growing in the spring. You want to make sure you're ahead of the game and have your seeds. And then the trays that you're going to need more shelving, all that stuff that we are planning for and getting ready to buy more stuff. So definitely got to get into that. And we got a big expo event coming up, the Illinois Product Expo here that we're getting into in early March, first weekend of March. That's supposed to be a huge event. So we'll see how that goes. We're hoping it's going to be great. So I've been striking out on the cat grass left and right. They all told me cat customers need to be informed, so I might make a brochure of the benefits.
Our Instagram has that infographic.
Our Joshua, if you want to look up our Instagram at Itty Bitty Microfarm, it has a whole thing about pet grass on there that we put on there and the benefits of it and everything else. We made that and we use it for one of the stores, and they are selling them like hotcakes now on there. Just pop on the shelf and go in and do everything else. And one thing, I'm not a big component on commission sales, but maybe ask them to do a trial run, put 4 items in there, because we did this with one store. He paid for them ahead of time, but maybe, hey, I got these 4 containers of pet grass. How about you put them in here and see if they sell? If they do, maybe we can move forward with the business and just kind of give them to you, especially if you already grow them. You're going to waste them probably anyway if you don't give them out. So just put them in there. Ask them if you can put them in there, put them on the front counter, put them somewhere visible, and see if they sell. And if they do, then boom, maybe you can get a customer out of it, because that's kind of the angle we're going to start running with the pet stores. We did that with one grocery store. We left him with one of the wheatgrasses, which he already had a wheatgrass supplier. And he's like, yeah, I want to buy yours instead. Yours is much better, and it looks better, and it sold better. So boom, getting in that way. We just left him with them. That was an existing customer, so that helped out a little bit, but definitely an angle we're probably going to be working with the pet stores, and just take 3 or 4 of them in and try to get to them. So that is kind of my suggestion. Bought kale, broccoli, arugula, red radish, Triton radish, speckled peas, black oil sunflower seeds. Also pick up some beets and kale seeds at a local nursery. I would, if you're growing beet microgreens, I would wait on them ones until you get some of the other grows down. That one is a tricky one and takes some special stuff with it. So it's not like the other ones, which I will have a video as soon as we get our seeds back in for that. For the spring season to do, but they're very picky and very finicky, even more than arugula. Before you grow arugula, make sure you check out our video on how to do it, because it definitely does have its challenges as well. But broccoli is kind of like kale. They're very similar in their growing and their seed density, exactly the same. The Nebraskas are pretty close together, so on that. And we grow the Triton radish. And it grows great. It does get thirsty towards the end of its grow. So, and then the black oil sunflower seeds, obviously we do them. Sunflower seeds, if you're growing for yourself, fine. Commercially, I commend everybody who does it, because it's a pain in the butt sometimes to get all the seeds off. We still get 90% of them off, but there's the 10% of you having to sort them still, so you can get them off. But obviously for yourself, that's not going to be a problem. So you should be fine with that. But sunflower seeds, if you don't do them right, they are susceptible to mold. So be mindful of that. And with them beets and the kale you picked up at an local nursery, are you going to be doing a garden with them? Or are you growing them in microgreens? We grow beets and radishes in the garden as well for farmer market season and home use, along with the lettuce. That's the plan anyway. Basically, our beets and radishes just take the place of when the lettuce is not growing, to fill the bed and rotate it, and put it in there and everything. So, and carrots, just the longer grow, you can get them in the ground in the colder part and let them grow. So, ahead of it. Yep, but Joshua, check out that information we have on the Instagram, and it should help you out if you don't have anything yet. But what else can I help you guys with today? We order mums every once in a while for our fava beans when we need to get them because they're the best supplier for them, and they have them in stock usually all the time. But it takes upwards of 4 weeks, usually about 3 weeks to get them because they got to cross the border. And right now, I'm not sure if they'll be able to make it across the border with everything that's going on there. But it definitely takes a while to get them across the border. Wow, just want to try and doing the beets as a microgreen. Head off on planting beets after realizing they are not for beginners. Yeah, definitely not a beginner crop. I learned my lesson with that as well because we wanted to grow them right away, and we had to do a lot of trial and error with them. So wasted a lot of seeds doing that. But got it down right now. But I'll come out with that video soon and explain how to do it. Really, I'm just waiting to get beet seeds. They're always out of stock right now at True Leaf, so which is our supplier for that. Might try mums. It's gonna take 4 weeks to get them anyway, so might go there. Should I use anything to clean my trays besides soap and water? I'm worried about getting sick from growing these microgreens. Honestly, once a month we sanitize and scrub our trays down. So we'll scrub them down really thoroughly and sanitize them in a sanitized solution, dunk them in there, and let them set in that for a little bit and then dry them out. But on a weekly basis, we're just spraying out the dirt, spraying everything out, letting them dry, letting them air dry, and then that's it. Harvesting 100 to 120 trays a week, don't think I could find the time to necessarily scrub and soak them all day. But if you're doing individual ones and doing them for yourself, definitely just soap and water. If you do that on a weekly basis, every time you harvest them, you'll be just fine. You'll have no problem. You got to remember, these are crops that are grown inside, but these are crops that normally grow outside in dirt. And dirt's not bad for you, to be honest. It won't hurt you. Only in the mode that grows on this stuff, if it's soil mode, if you harvest a tray, personal use, if you have it as commercial, I definitely treat it, cut it out, do whatever you need to do, make sure it's not there. But it's not anything that's going to hurt us as humans. You'll be fine. But make sure you rinse them, clean them before you eat them, and you'll be just fine. They won't hurt you. Joshua, any new crop ideas for the market garden? I've been looking into growing ginger due to its profitability and medicinal use. I think ginger takes a while to grow. It's a longer grow. We try to stay within, the lettuce is our longest grow. Well, carrots, when we do carrots, it's 60 to 70 days. But lettuce is generally our longest grow in the ground, 4 weeks. 4 weeks of germinating it, doing everything else is the total of 8 weeks. But in the ground, we're trying to rotate as quick as possible. Beets are 40 days on beets and 28 days on radishes. So we're trying to turn that over as quick as possible, just kind of suggestion planning and getting that out there as fast as possible and rotate them crops out. So over wintering crops, we're thinking about doing garlic in some planters for over the next winter, planting them late fall and growing them and then having them in planters. Just because a lot of people are always looking for garlic at the markets. Nobody ever has it. And I think we can get that market. But that's a really long grow crop. And you have to have a dedicated area for that, planter boxes, stuff along the house and stuff like that. So that is a crop that we're definitely looking at growing. It's a fairly easy crop to grow. It's kind of low maintenance. It just takes 6 months to grow. But it just sits there. So that's one. What other?
Cucumbers.
Cucumbers, you can get them vertical along with tomatoes. If you're doing them, that's nothing new. We're just not growing tomatoes for commercial use, just for ourselves, because every market, 80% of the farmers, 80% of the stands there have tomatoes. So why compete with them? Cucumbers we do, but we take them to the small market that we do here, local market. It's a smaller market, smaller community. We do take them there. But yeah, that's kind of it on that. No real. What variety of carrots before we do sugar snack baby carrots? And we get them from Johnny's, which that came in today. This is like the fourth seed book we've gotten in. So they're coming at us right now. But we got to get our seed list together and get all that ordered and inventory what seeds we had left over from last year and everything. So that is definitely something we got to do in the next week or two and get them in for the garden stuff. But we have enough to definitely get started, so I'm not worried about it. We have enough lettuce to get us started, enough carrots, enough beets, enough radishes to get us started, because we bought in big bulk and just didn't use them as much. So, and the sugar snack carrots grow a little bit smaller, and they're different than what everybody else has. The big carrots, they taste better to me. Never was a big carrot eater until recently, and then they just taste better to me, and something different, smaller carrots. And we sell them in a bundle of like five bundles and $3 a bundle, or 2 for $5. We really try to get everybody to that $5 price point, so entice them to get 2 bundles. But they're small carrots, so it works out. How long do you grow beets in your tray before transplanting? A week. Beets to go in the garden, it's a week. And it's in soil blocks. Everything that we transplant, we do in soil blocks, which I got a really not very good video on soil blocks on the channel. But you can check that out, how we do our soil blocks and everything else. It's one of our earlier videos, but it's there. I'm really, really big fan of soil blocks for the garden, for transplanting out there. You spend more time inside doing the soil blocks, but less time outside where, it's weather. It could be cold, could be hot, could be raining, and you just want to spend less time as you can outside in the garden. Sometimes during the summer, even in the early morning, it gets pretty warm. So yeah, beets are quick germination in the trays. I dome them for a couple days just to get them started and get some moisture in there. Take that off. As soon as I start seeing the seedling come up, boom, and it's only a few days. And then just about a week, because I just want them to start. You just want them to start. Less transplant stock, you can get them out earlier. So just a little starter. Question for everybody that's in here. What video on microgreens would you like to see about the business, about cleaning trays, a variety of microgreens that you want to see grown? What are you looking for information? What is your number one thing that you would like to see that's not out there that I could help you out with? I maybe need to make a long form video about, short form, or whatever. Because I want to be here for you guys, for everybody, and help you out. So what video can I make, or what discussion that I talk about that would help you? And beets are, only about that week on transplanting. Radishes are really fast as well. About a week on them.
Disturb them too much.
Because you don't want to disturb them too much. You basically just want to see them starting, so you're not wasting room outside, which is precious when you're doing small beds and small market garden. You want to make sure that you're getting them just started, so that way you're not wasting any space out there. So you're not going to get 100% germination. So we get close, but we account for 10% when we're growing. If I got room for 100, I'm going to grow 110. Going to start 110 planting. 10 aren't going to make it. Plus, you don't have to thin anything out in the garden. It's already thinned out for you, which I like. I hate thinning out stuff out in the garden. So, yep, we transplant radishes as well. And it worked great. Not a problem with it at all. Actually, they grew very, very well. So I basically 2 weeks out in the garden is all that they get. So they're a quick rotation out in the garden. Seed density video. So like an overall video of seed density. How many seeds you use? That is definitely one that I have thought about, and just do a general seed density of all of the microgreens that we grow or have grown. So I will definitely get that one, bro. That is definitely one that we've researched that I think would be a great one as well. So thank you. Yeah, Joshua, I know people are shocked that we transplant radishes, but it worked great. I got that tip from another grower, and it worked great. I was skeptical myself when starting, but definitely gave it a try, and it worked great. I actually don't think our first seeding that we did last year, that we just seeded with the planter, with the seeder, it didn't turn out as good as the transplanting did. So definitely try it. If you have room to try it and do your normal, if you're already doing radishes or anything, definitely do that. 72 tray cell. Well, we do soil blocks, and it is about the same. I think we get 70. We get 72 in that. 72 in that tray with the soil blocks. So it's not the soil blocks. It's an open tray, mesh tray that goes into a deep tray, which you can see in that video if you watch it. And then that way you can water them. And then you're not disturbing the roots when you're tearing out them trays that are got the cell blocks, and you're sitting there rubbing that bottom to get it to pop out. You're disturbing them roots, and then I think that's a lot of the transplant stock that happens. So this way you're not disturbing them. You're just picking them soil blocks out, putting them in. You're leaving them all together, just filling in dirt, and then they grow from there. So definitely works out great. In general, do you just general to go for a quick reference guide? Just bought a book that mentioned they covered seed density and growing from many seeds. Do not do as they say, sadly. Yeah. Some of them are way off on seed density. I think some of them are paid by seed producers. If you look at true leaf seed density, it's way higher than what you need on the microgreens. But again, they sell seeds. So what do they want to do? They want to sell seeds. So they're gonna push you to seed more densely for sure. So definitely learn from people that are growing and what their seed densities are, because that will be a lot more accurate. And every environment's different. We'll pre-reference that, but at least it gives you a starting point, learning from somebody that's growing, and then that way you can adjust up or down or whatever you need to do for your grow area. What kind of seeder are you using in the market garden? Do you plan on doing any market garden videos in the future? Yes, on the market gardening videos, we are definitely going to do them. We're going to show everything that we do through the summer, spring, summer, fall, everything. We will definitely also be doing that on the channel as well. And the cedar is an earthwave cedar. This is a single container. It does come with the multiple discs, so you can say different seed discs and all that. It's cheap. It was like $100, but in a small thing that we're doing, we don't need to deal with that. If I ever get more land and grow to be able to do it, I will do a paper pot transplanter, which would be a huge time saver on a big farm. But in our current situation, it doesn't really make sense for us. Just the small cedar works just fine, or the transplanting. And I'm a big fan of transplanting. But the earthwave cedar was good. It worked great. I might do an experiment in one of the beds early on for you. One transplanting, one seeding directly, kind of in the same bed, and kind of show how that goes. Maybe in the front yard, show the neighbors what the experiment is too. We're going to transfer the front yard this year as well, front and side yard as well as the backyard that was already there, into a garden as well, so into a market garden. So I hate cutting grass, so I might as well plant in it instead of growing grass. But yeah, videos definitely for the market garden will be coming. Chicken videos. Might do a video of the chickens in the snow. That'd be cute. Throw a chicken in some foot of snow, see what they do. Not really. I'll have to go in there, run and shovel it all and give them an area to go and get out. Right now they're locked in getting ready for the snow, but they will not be coming out in the morning on their own. Got food and water in their coop for them. Hopefully only a couple days of having to be in there. Chickens don't like to be locked in there. Can I freeze microgreens, or would that negatively affect the delicacy of the greens? You can freeze them, but caveat, you can't use them like you would have used them fresh. So you can freeze them in like ice trays. So put them in ice trays, put a little bit of water in there, freeze them in there, and then take them ice, pop them out, throw them in for your smoothie. Boom, you got them, and it actually will increase the nutrient values of the brassicas like broccoli and kale. And it definitely will help them even more. But you definitely can do that yourself. Yep. Freeze them in there, pop them in, blend them up in your smoothie. You can chill down your smoothie, use it as your ice plus your microgreens. So definitely. But you can't use them as a fresh microgreen and unfreeze them and do that. Once they're frozen, they're only good for smoothies. Did have a customer that had to use all of his products this last week. It was really cold, and he kept on leaving a cooler out. Told him he needed to have a cooler so they didn't freeze on him. And lo and behold, by the time he got home, they were frozen. So he had a whole bunch of smoothies to make this week. But he knew it was his fault, so nothing on our end. You can tell them and tell them, but sometimes they just got to learn on their own. So, because even if it's above freezing, the ground or the porch you might leave it on is going to be frozen, and it's going to freeze them faster. So, or chair or anything that you might leave them on, that might freeze them even faster. So, definitely, like if you're growing for yourself and you grow a whole tray of microgreens and you cut some off to eat fresh. Take some and freeze them and then use them for your smoothies. That'd be a great, great combination of what to do with them, for sure. And then that way you got them for long term as well, and you're not wasting anything if you can't eat a whole tray, if you're doing a whole 10, 20 tray. And you can't get to them all and everything else. Boom, freeze them, and you got them for longer. So, and it actually will increase the nutrients. The broccoli's got something special in it that it unlocks when it's frozen. It unlocks some more stuff. I'm not a doctor or scientist or anything, obviously. So definitely do your research on that. But it's out there. We had a discussion not too long ago on a group about doing that and what it does for it. The Florida Institute's done study on him. A lot of studies on broccoli microgreens. Check that out. I think we might have a link on our page somewhere. The broccoli video, I think we put that study link on it there. So check that out. Broccoli is definitely the number one thing to be eating for microgreens for health. All of them, really, but broccoli definitely should be part of everybody's diet. So what else can I help you guys with? Market garden, microgreens, chickens, whatever else I can help you with this week. And if there is nothing else, we can also cut this a little short tonight if I've got answered all your questions. Huh? Yeah, get off here and go salt the sidewalks and preemptive for the ice that's getting ready to come before the snow. Salt that baby up. Are seeds to be stored in dark jars or clean mason jars okay? Yes. Dark and cool is the best place to store seeds. But as long as they're not in direct light and you're using them within 6 months to a year, you're fine. We store our bigger seeds in 5-gallon tubs, like you get the wheatgrass in. I don't know what they're called. Buckets. And then the smaller seeds, we just got a clear plastic container, which you'll see in our upcoming farm tour video of how we store our seeds. As long as you're using them in a timely manner, they're not a big deal. Just don't store them in hot. You don't want 95 degrees and sun beating down on them. Any tips on getting to retail outlets? I'm still striking out. Keep going at them. Keep being persistent. Revisiting with them. Make sure you have a fresh sheet. I don't know if you have a fresh sheet or not. I think I showed that on one of the lives, the fresh sheet. Make sure you have that. Follow up with them. Ask them why and what you could do different to get in. And maybe they'll tell you what's your price point. Maybe tell you your packaging, your labeling. Most produce vendors, produce managers will try and help you out. And then, them are my 3 top tips there.
Really just getting to know them and what they need.
Yeah, just getting to know them and know what they need. And keep going in on at least a monthly basis. It took 6 months to get into to finally get traction in them. We got into one, it kind of failed, got back into him later on. But it really took us 6 months to get traction on and get our packaging down. So if you look at our packaging and our labels and our videos and everything else, kind of follow that. Because you want the stuff packaging that's going to fit into a slider easy, people can get, or in the bottom of the cabinets. Scout out the stores and see what their packaging are, what the width of their sliders are, or where they would put them. Kind of look at that. It could be something simple as that. And just ask them. And you got to find the right produce manager. And keep going in. They do change out occasionally, so you might find a different one. So. Great rest of your week. A huge thank you all for your help. Yep, no problem. Thanks for showing up. Glad to help. Are you selling wheatgrass to any juice bars? We don't really have any juice bars here. There is none in Central Illinois. We got some down in the St. Louis area, and then some up by Bloomington. We might try. That's a target maybe there, but basically Central Illinois is not a big juicing area. But what we are working on and finding out if we can do is we're going to make wheatgrass shots that are frozen little cubes that people can take and just unthaw. Put it in a blender, unthaw it, boom, they got their wheatgrass shot. Because a lot of people, you got to have a juicer to make the wheatgrass shots. So they don't want to expense of that, is what we're finding out. So we'll use our juicer. Hopefully, we're working with the health department to make sure we can do that, and then make little 1 ounce wheatgrass juice shots. We may sell them like a 10-pack or something that people can do. So, Vitality, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? What is your perspective on hiring or doing a co-op? A co-op for working with you, or what kind of co-op are you talking about on that? And my perspective on working with other farmers on doing it, or what? But my perspective on hiring: hire slow, fire fast. My number one tip. And that means take your time, try and find the right person. If they're not the right person, get rid of them fast and move on. Mine, when you go into hiring people, if you put them on an hourly pay, the expense that comes with that, because you got workman comp insurance you got to get and pay for, and being a small person and not a lot of people, you're going to pay a higher price for that. Taxes are doubled on your end. You pay half the taxes they pay, the employee pays the other half. These are things that people don't realize that never hire people. Unemployment insurance that you got to pay for. Social Security, their half. Insurance for having an employee in the building. So yeah, there's a lot of other expenses that goes into this on a person working for you. If you hire somebody, let's say $15 an hour, they're going to cost you somewhere between $20 and $22 an hour. The way I'm going to do it when we need to hire is, I'm still working on it and how to finagle it and do it right, but hire them as an independent contractor. And these are the set days that they can work. If they choose to work them days, they can pick it up or don't pick it up. That kind of goes into the realm of having multiple people for that day or whatever else, and then make them work on piecework. Basically, how many trays can they harvest? How many packages can they make? Something like that when we get down that road, because I think people work better if they're motivated by how much they get done and not by hour. So, not me. A co-op is working with other local farmers under one farm co-op. Okay, yeah. If you can find them, they're probably okay. As long as, I don't know, telling you what to do or not, yeah. Yeah. Your microgreens would be definitely a good complement to normal produce and can sell together and work together. I know like co-op, like farm stands work great. Our co-op grocery store works great. That everybody works together and does. Well, we don't have really anything like that around here. A lot of individual farms deliver and do stuff. We thought about trying to get into one of the bigger farmers, CSA, see if we could add into that value. So that's a thought for us. But wheat scratch shots are a great idea. I hope it takes off for you. Thank you. Just other things that are within microgreens and gardening that can take off that it can help out. So got a couple people that asked for it and stuff, but yeah, but hiring is definitely, we're in a challenging market for hiring right now. Number one. So that's going to be your challenge, depending on where you're at and what the hiring environment is. But I think people are motivated more by piecework and not working per hour. People work much slower, in my opinion, when they work per hour. You're going to find the oddballs that are going to work great, even if they're working per hour, but you're going to pay more out, so as well. If you can contract them, you get less expenses on your end, but you have to make sure you follow all the rules for a 1099 contractor. So make sure you look that up. And or look up all the things that it's going to take to hire an employee. How much is it going to cost you? The insurance is going to cost you. Unemployment insurance starts at a high rate because they don't know you yet. And as you stay open longer, years and years, after the first year, if you had no cases on unemployment cases, then that drops. And so on and so on. At least here. I'm not sure where you're located, but in the U.S., in Illinois, that's the way it works for us. And every state is different. So, and Illinois is the highest taxed. So, yay. So we have to be very careful for us when we hire and make sure it fits into the money that we still want to profit off of that. I hope that answered your question, Vitality, and gave you some things to look at. All right. Anything else, guys, ladies, gentlemen, all of you that are watching? Anything else I can help you with tonight? And since we cannot probably go out much tomorrow or do anything tomorrow, we're probably going to work on doing some editing of videos that are basically done. Just got to do some editing. So we might pump out a few videos this week and get them out there and let you guys watch them and help you out. Kel one, the farm tour. What else do we got ready to go? Kel, Buckwheat just came out. We got Fava video. Kel one coming out. The farm tour. Radishes? Radishes out. Got radishes. Peas are done. Yeah, anyway. There's like 4 videos we got to edit and get out. So we'll be doing that here, hopefully. Well, probably the next 2 days, since I'll let my wife edit the videos while I go shovel the snow. And see how that goes. So, but yeah. Doesn't look like we have any more questions or comments or anything else. So be watching out for them videos. Check it out. Make sure you go in our video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a lot as we're pushing to get to that 500 is our goal we're trying to get to. So if you know anybody else that would benefit from these videos, make sure you share our channel with them and get that going for us. We'd really, really appreciate it and help us grow on. If nothing else, look like I got one. You do a video on the small tools and stuff you use. Yep, we definitely can do that. We're going to do one of that. It's kind of more of a scope of like the racks, the lights, the tools, the trays, everything that we use as what we use for our business, and we're going to do that in a video series. So definitely all the small tools we use, everything we do for that, and everything else will be out as well for that. So, all right, guys. Yep, we will be safe, and if anybody else is in the area being that, be safe as well. With upcoming snow blizzard, we're going to be here, and have a great week. We will see you guys back here next week, answering your questions. Until then, make sure you check out any videos we got, and we will see you the next week. Have a great week.